So I just dropped a YouTube video today, actually the Paper Effect Masterclass, which I've been waiting to do for a while. The video took so much time to record. Luckily, it's a 1 out of 10. So if you know, you know, you get the confetti, nice 1 out of 10. So I'm going through and replying to people's comments, checking out their channels. Blue Production said, I'm learning more stuff from you than I do in audiovisual design in university. That says a lot. Damn, that's crazy. That's sick. I love you, Bryan, but the mustache gotta go. I've been getting a decent amount of comments about the mustache, but honestly, like the hate on the mustache makes me want to keep it a little bit more, I'm not gonna lie. That was hard. A lot of the times when someone drops a nice comment on my video when it first drops, I'll go and check out their channel and see if they do content. And this guy actually has a fire Central C edit here. I'll just show you guys.
I told her my name is Sim. She said no, the one on your birth certificate.
And I was actually looking for a video to break down. So I'm gonna break down how to do an effect very similar to that. So shout out Formus. I'll have his video linked down in the description if you wanna go show love to this original video. But I'm gonna be making something very similar to that in this video and showing you the process. Also, I've been working on the Ultimate Texture Bundle of V3. Making that masterclass video made me realize some of the limitations of the V1 and V2. So I have some really, really sick ideas for V3. So I'm excited for that, and that's gonna be coming out fairly soon. I've been playing around with it for a few months, but now I have a way more solid idea of what I actually want in the texture bundle to make it the best as possible. Actually, if you guys wanna be notified when the Ultimate Texture Bundle is coming out, I'll have something in the description. That way you can put in your email and you'll be notified. And since you do that, you'll get also a really, really good discount on when it actually comes out. So if you're looking for the Ultimate Texture Bundle V3, hit the link in the description and put your email in. And I know a few people are gonna ask, the coffee concentrate thing that I used was called Javi. I'll get it from the fridge so you guys can see. It's just concentrate. It's honestly not the best, but it's pretty easy to use, so I like it. I have a bunch of it because my mom and my girlfriend gave it to me. Ooh, also I grabbed my Nintendo 64 from my mom's house, but I could only find 3 of the games. This Banjo-Kazooie game, classic Mario Kart, and Super Smash Bros. But I kind of want some more games, so if you know a good game to play on the Nintendo 64, put it down in the comments so I can grab it and play it, because I've been wanting to do that. The Office. Okay, so I have the clip pulled up in After Effects.
I told her my name is Sim. She said no, the one on your birth certificate.
And the first step I'm taking is I'm gonna rotoscope out Central C because I know we wanna have the text behind him at some point. So let's go ahead and do that. I think RotoBrush 3.0 is out in the beta, but I'm not using the beta version of After Effects right now. I guess I'm just gonna take longer than I probably need to. I wonder if the RotoBrush 3.0 is actually that much better than 2.0. I mean, 1 to 2 is a huge difference, so I bet 2 to 3 is gonna be a big difference too. Okay, so we locked it in. We're freezing the rotoscope right now. I think I did a decent enough job. I'm honestly gonna download the beta version of After Effects after I make this video because sometimes I forget how bad rotoscoping actually is. Luckily for us in this video too, the lyrics are actually on the screen here, so I don't even have to really question what he's saying or when it really comes up. So the first thing I'm gonna do is actually type out all the lyrics when he says it. So let's go ahead and make a new text layer, and we can say I because that's the first thing it says, and we'll do it all in caps too. And we want it to be pretty scaled up and take up a majority of our screen. So let's go ahead and do that. Also use the anchor point tool and bring that right to the dead center of the text. If you hold shift, it'll kind of like lock into place. And now when you scale it, it's gonna scale directly from the center, which is what we want. So then let's go ahead and kind of animate our text. We can have it start a little bit more scaled down and then go like 2 or 3 frames forward and scale it up a bit. And then enable in motion blur, and then also enabling that on the text layer. That way there's just a little bit of motion blur. We're gonna do a really basic version of the text animation, and then we're gonna pre-comp it all and sauce it up with RSMB, glow, and everything in a second. But let's get down the basics. Let's also ease those keyframes real quick. And then to make it easier on yourself, if you just duplicate that text layer, and then let's go ahead and type told. And if you want the text to take up the full screen, uncheck the link option under scale, and then you can actually scale the text to fit the screen perfectly. It might look a little bit weird to you, but when it's behind the rotoscope layer, which we haven't done yet, we'll do that in a second, it won't look as weird. Let's go ahead and drag our roto layer on top. So now you can see Central C is behind our text.
I told her my name is Sim. She said no. I told her my name is Sim. She said no. I told her my name is Sim. She said no. I told her my name is Sim. She said no.
Honestly, he says, I told her my name is Sench, but I think I'm just gonna cut out the is, because like, I don't know. I don't feel like it's a good enough emphasis word, and it kind of just like doesn't really fit in the frame right. I don't know how he did it in the original edit. I guess I could check, but I'm just gonna do it this way. So right now, the only layer that actually has movement animated is the eye. If you want to go ahead and animate any of the other words, you can keyframe the scale. And I think a cool way of like animating the scale is you can go and kind of just do one axis, the X or Y. So for example, if you make told not as vertically high as you want it to be when it finishes, and then go like 1 or 2 frames forward, and then scale it to the full size of the image, and then also easy as that. You can kind of see how it grows like that. And this is where you can kind of customize it to whatever you like. This one will just do a full scale, not one or another axis, just the whole thing. I think I'm gonna also do that with mine. But then with name, let's do the X-axis. So it kind of stretches out wider instead of vertically. Okay, so now we have the at least animated text with no extra stuff on it yet, but you can see what this looks like.
I told her my name is Sim. She said no, don't wanna.
Already looking really good, but now I'm gonna go ahead and pre-compose all of those text layers and add some stuff on there to make it look a lot better. So let's go ahead and pre-compose all of those text layers. Then we can go ahead and start by adding flicker onto it. That way the brightness of the text changes a little bit throughout. We can add some kind of glow on there. Let's use a very similar color and then turn down the intensity a lot. One thing that Formus did, and I would probably recommend also on like all text animating, is adding not only the motion blur, but also adding RSMB. And if you drag that on the pre-comp layer itself, it's now gonna merge when the text kind of transition. It's gonna have a nice motion blur when they come in, and it's just gonna make it look a lot better. Also because of how crisp the text is, and it's kind of behind the subject that you have in focus, adding Gaussian blur onto that text pre-comp layer and just bringing it up just a little bit can really help like sell the effect that it's actually behind your subject and not just animated in. Like obviously it's all digital, but it just looks a lot better. You can see even just bringing it up to 8 here makes it look a lot better. Another thing you can do to make it look more realistic is dragging on like add grain. Make sure to change that to final output so you can actually see what you're doing. I always personally turn off the color noise, and then you're gonna need to bring down the size a bunch. And then if you just try to match the grain to the actual footage grain, it makes it look a lot more realistic and like it's actually there. So now with those changes, we have something that looks like this.
I told her my name is Sim. She said no, don't wanna.
Already looking a lot better. I'm gonna show you a few more things like stylistic choices that you can do. That way, if you do it throughout a video, it doesn't get boring and it actually looks like original, I don't know, more personalized, I guess. A cool effect you can drag onto the pre-comp layer above everything is echo. If you turn the operator to composite and back of, and then the decay to maybe something like 0.5, and then the number of echoes like anywhere probably from like 3 to 5-ish, it will have this cool kind of like motion blur but almost laggy effect on it.
I told her my name is Sim. She said no, don't wanna.
I think it looks pretty good. And then another thing Formus actually did in his video was use a combination of filled out text layers and then also like outline. So if you go to like, for example, Sench, let's have some emphasis and make Sench a little bit more special. If you duplicate that text layer and then on the bottom one, go to the properties and instead of fill, do stroke, but use the same color. And now if you toggle on and off the layers, you can see how Sench is now either full or outlined. So if you want to do something cool and kind of like make it half filled, half outlined, I think Formus did this in his video, is if you just kind of mask out just randomly parts of the full layer, you can see how that kind of comes back in. So let's just do like random parts of the text itself. And I guess you don't really have to mask either. You can just have it be full filled or full stroke, but it is an option to kind of combine the two. And now just having the text interact with the video itself, I'm gonna add on a quick hit with a flash from Shake Sauce. I'll have that linked down in the description. Also, I'll have all my editing packs linked down in the description. So if you wanna level up your edits, also support the channel at the same time, click the link in the description. But let's go ahead and tweak this Shake Sauce layer just a little bit. I think it's not gonna be exactly what I want right off the start. I think everything's pretty good besides maybe the frequency. It's a little bit too much of like a fast shake. Let's go ahead and just turn down the frequency position and rotation frequency just a little bit. And then I'm gonna copy these keyframes and just make a really slight version of this effect, just tweaking the keyframes by themselves for each time the text comes in. For that, I'm definitely gonna turn down the position amplitude and rotate amplitude a decent amount. That way it's just not like super jarring every single time it jumps. And after a few tweaks to the shake, this is what we got. I'll have Formus's original video linked down in the description. I think we did a pretty good job at recreating his style effect. I've seen it done before, but he did it really well, and I was going through the comments and figured I need to make a video. Why not make it on something really, really cool? If you want the chance for one of your videos to be broken down like this, all he did was comment, and I checked out his channel. That's kind of what I normally do. He didn't know this was even a possibility or anything. So if you're watching this Formus, shout out you. If not, maybe let him know, go comment on his video, say that, you know, we made a video on him. Walking back outside into the light, it's pretty bright because my office is a little dark, so it feels like a cave sometimes when I'm working in there. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to drop a like. I love doing these vlog style videos. It just makes the creating process a lot more fun. So definitely gonna have a lot more of these coming at you soon. Also, videos like the paper masterclass was really fun to make too. That one just takes multiple days. These vlog style videos I can bump out a little bit more consistently. That's all I got for you guys in this one. Peace.